welcome to this wonderful Wednesday where the sun is shining, the pollen's floating in the air, and everyone's stuffy-nosed.
Are you stuffy-nosed?
I am. I woke up this morning, I couldn't breathe out of my right nostril, and I didn't even know if I had a left one. You ever had one of those mornings where you,
yeah. I shouldn't say anything, but allergies usually I don't have allergies like that, you know. Now, if I'm mowing the lawn in early spring, then I do start to have the runny nose and the sneezing and so forth. But really, yeah, I know there's so many people out there that have allergies.
I get maybe once a year, like the big change from spring into summer, I'll get this massive sinus, and I think this is it.
Right. Well, good. Well, maybe with this rain coming through and it's finally starting to warm up, maybe it's kind of gone. But I'll tell you, if you know what ligustrum smells like, well, when you walk outside today, yesterday, whatever, I can smell the ligustrum. It's the big bushes with the white little flowers that kind of just, and that's what causes a lot of people to have allergies as well. Not only the pollen, but that stuff too. So, boy, I walk outside and I could just smell the ligustrum.
Just hit you in the face.
Yeah. So it's heavy. It's thick
let's
out there.
see when the rain is supposed to move in today. Our weather is brought to you by Mitch Miss Chevrolet, located on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. We have our weather almanac for the 22nd of May. The average high for this part of the year is 83 degrees, and the average low is 56. The record high is 93 degrees, and this was set back in 1933, and the average low is 37 degrees, set in 1993. The sunset tonight will be at 7:46. It just keeps getting later, I feel like.
Well,
it's always just extended into the evening.
It's just 1 minute each day, 1 minute each day until we hit that summer solstice, and then it starts to go back the other way.
And tomorrow the sunrise will be at 5:40 a.m. Our radar picture does show some activity moving across the southeast, coming closer towards Alabama. Let's take a look closer as to how far it is in. It's almost there.
It's coming.
Almost.
It's coming. We're going to get rain today. You may as well. I think that's going to be 100% rather than 50.
So the forecast for today is partly sunny with a 50% chance of rain, but like Jacqueline says, I saw that green coming in really quickly with a high around 82. Tonight, partly cloudy conditions and a low around 60. Tomorrow, that chance of rain continues, but it's only a 20% chance of rain. Mostly sunny with a high around 81. Friday, sunny, windy, and cooler with a high near 73. It drops from 81 to 73 in one day. That's a good change, I feel like. Saturday, 77. Sunday, 80. For Memorial Day, partly sunny. There is a 20% chance of rain now with a high around 82, but it isn't only a 20% chance of rain. Just a suggestion.
Okay, well, maybe it'll stay that way. We were supposed to have this gorgeous, beautiful weekend with low humidity and nice temperatures, and hopefully we will, and everybody will be able to go out and do their little barbecues and grilling and go out on the lake if possible and wherever they need to go, and so be outside and have fun.
I'm excited for barbecue.
Yes.
I am.
Yeah.
I haven't had barbecue in almost 7 months. I'm excited.
Okay, all right. Do you do a lot of grilling out?
I don't grill. I like to watch people grill and eat afterwards.
Okay, you just like enjoy the consuming part.
Yeah. I'll stay there and watch with them all day long.
Okay.
I can't grill though.
Okay.
To save my life.
Well, you need to learn. You need to let Teresa teach you how.
Yeah, I will let Teresa. Well, let's check our Facebook friend of the day, since that's on our list of things to do. And who is it today?
It's Miss Melissa Smith, and Melissa likes Duck Dynasty and Pinterest. So good for Melissa, and we're very glad that she's our friend. And if you want to be a friend, then you just need to like us on Facebook. Go to Channel 2, spell out the number 2, Coleman. And I bet you we like some people too when that are celebrating all kinds of wonderful things, like we're doing that salute, and of course State Farm and Coleman Jefferson Gas and Bill Floyd are of course, sponsoring this. The Coleman City Schools Foundation is acknowledging the 2013 Distinguished Alumni Selections with Alan C. Burns, Sr. from the class of 45, Tom Drake from the class of 49, Dr. Sidney R. Gibbs, Sr. from 52, and Dr. C. Eugene Scruggs from 56.
Dr. Jenny Grissom Folsom from 64, Caroline Reddick Lawson of 70, Neil Allen Faust of 77, and Dr. Brad Moody of 97. And we also have the 2013 Distinguished Service Selections, and that, of course, is Miss Mona Hopper and Suzanne Harbin, which is the class of 84. We want to take that moment just to salute them, thank them for their service, and Congratulations.
That's right, because these are distinguished citizens of Coleman, and it's nice to acknowledge them. I think that's great.
Yep. So who will be our guest for today?
Another distinguished citizen of Coleman, Dr. Howard Rogers.
Howard Rogers.
Yeah. Of course, he isn't up on the list, but he probably should be. Probably should be.
We'll ask him why it wasn't
That's
today.
right. We'll have to ask him.
That's why. All right, George Spears here with news and commentary right after these words.
At Premier Bank, we're a bit old-fashioned. We actually answer the telephone when you call. However, old-fashioned doesn't mean we aren't up to date. With the latest technology, Premier Bank meets the various needs of our customers. Mobile smartphone banking, internet banking, ATMs, convenient offices. At Premier Bank, we have the right products right now with good old-fashioned customer service. At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Ed White Jewelers, it's a family-owned business, and we can service all your jewelry needs. We have a knowledgeable and friendly staff. And if there's something that you need that we do not carry the line of, we have a close networking with other jewelry stores also. And if they carry a line that we do not carry, rest assured we'll be able to get that piece for you. So when you think of Ed White Jewelers, that's really all you need to think about. Shop Ed White Jewelers for the good stuff.
Choices on my terms and my time. I'm in a Wallace state of mind. I've got goals and I'm aiming high. Wallace has choices that'll fit me just right. I'm in a Wallace state of mind. I'm in a Wallace state of mind.
Time for news and comment on this Wednesday. Let's talk politics for just a moment. Let's talk about something that is, if you read the morning paper, you know that the appointed school board bill passed and is law now. But it wasn't that simple. Let's go back. Let's talk about some things that went on, some things that don't really pass the smell test on this. First of all, back last year, the legislature, at that time Odin, we had Buttram and Senator Paul Busman said, we will approve this. We'll go for this. Make this a law to have an appointed Coleman County school superintendent if the school board in Coleman County is unanimous in its vote, which they were. Everything was set for the most part, except that Jeremy Odin, of course, left his seat, and that left that seat open. Ed Henry, the representative from Morgan County, who still is, or rather, who covers parts of North Coleman County, said, well, we've got a new person coming in. Let's wait till that person wins the election, and if he or she supports it, then we'll go. During that time, all the candidates running for that office, Jeremy Odin's office, said, we support it. We support it. After Randall Shedd got into office, then Randall publicly said, yes, I support it. Both Randall and Ed Henry told Billy Coleman, when Billy Coleman, our superintendent of education, approached them about supporting this, they both required that Billy Coleman promise them he would not run for this office if they voted and had an appointed superintendent. Okay, I can understand the public perception if in fact someone says, well, let's not have elected people, let's just go for appointed people, and I want to be the one in line. But if the person is the most qualified and applies, shouldn't they be the person, to get it? Nonetheless, things rocked on here. We had the lockup in the legislature. You had people filibustering, the Democrats holding up local, any votes on local bills and such. And we were waiting to the last minute, literally, Monday, the 20th. That was when we were told by our legislature that this bill would come up and hopefully passed on the last day of the session. Randall Shedd supported it, as we said, along with the others. It was voted on. It was going to the Senate. At the last minute, the last day, House Speaker Mike Hubbard, who is in disagreement with the governor over this school improvement bill or this accountability bill, said, wait a minute, now we got to be unanimous here. Senator Paul Busman, he told Busman, according to my reports, that we will hold up, if you don't support us in this attempt to override the governor on this school bill, then we'll hold up local bills. Now, wait a minute. Say what? So Busman, who knew he supported apparently the governor in his concern about holding off on this, the school credits, realized he was between a rock and a hard place. He said, okay, I'll go along. But he remembered the request by the board. Let's have an appointed superintendent, right? So he said, let's send this thing back to the House. Ed Henry said, no, I've already supported it once. I'm not going to sign it again. It took some nerve, but finally they got a hold of Henry. And why did Ed Henry not support it? He says, and this is the reason we've got dirty politics. He says it's because if Coleman County gets an appointed superintendent, then Morgan County will want one. Now do you see why it's good to have our legislators only in Coleman County? When he's concerned about voting in a way that will influence his electorate up there in Morgan County, and it interferes with us down here, that's a problem. Nonetheless, moving on here, but that's the dirty part of this whole thing called politics. It's past, but it didn't come easy, and there's some dirty stuff in the background. Nonetheless, a mysterious respiratory illness has left 2 people dead in southeast Alabama. Several people sick, respiratory, fever, cough, shortness of breath, and such, but we got 2 deaths. CDC's wondering what it is, telling doctors, whenever you come across these people, you better wear a mask. What's going on down there? It made national news last night. Also, in New Jersey, sounds like we got us a fire going here. In New Jersey, they've got a controversial proposal. They got the lowest gas tax in the nation, but they've got some of the worst roads. What are they going to do? At first they said, well, let's just get you to pay for the amount of miles you travel with your car. And how were they going to do that? They were going to check your GPS in your car. Now there again is government coming in, not only into your bedroom, into your workplace, but they get into the car with you. They get into your, government gets into the shower with you too whenever you buy a new shower nozzle, and it will only pull out so much water. And you have to physically break the barrier so that you have enough water to get a shower, you know. Isn't it ridiculous how government does that? In Madison County, we've got a lot of folks going to, after this, especially after this Oklahoma tornado, a lot of people showing a lot more interest in storm shelters. Storm shelters. You remember when we called them storm pits? Pits. So we called them, and there were holes in the ground. There's one down below my house when I was a kid. I was about 5 years old. I said, Mom, was that ever used? Oh, she said, oh, yeah. In 1927, she was about 5 years old, and it came up a cloud out there in Missionary Grove. And she said, all my family, Mom and Dad and all of us, tried to squeeze into that. She says, but I wouldn't. And I said, why? She said that thing had been cleaned out. There were all kinds of cobwebs in that thing. And that was always my concern when I was a kid. You've got what? You got a door, you're going to open it up? Well, I guess a spider is a lot easier to deal with than a tornado, right? And that's the way that used to be. Comedian Liz Winstead's comments yesterday on The Daily Show. Can you believe this? She said, this tornado in Oklahoma, so clearly it's been ordered to only target conservatives. She retracted her statement, needless to say. Oh, well. Coming up Monday, Memorial Day, Norman Hale is a Korean prisoner of war, was. He tells us a story. I think you'll find it very interesting. They were surrounded, his unit was surrounded by Chinese. I mean, they started jumping in and helping the North Koreans in that war. So they were surrounded. They were on their own. He said, in the middle of the night, me and another guy, up on top of a hill, he says it's black as pitch. He said, I struggled to get up on top of the hill to look down to see if I could see anything. He said, when I got to the top of the hill, he said, I heard something like it was a gasp. And I realized I was on top of a stack of bodies. It was bad, real bad. Stay tuned, more for Today on 2 after this.
One morning they parched some corn in a wash pot and gave us a handful of it and told us to put it in our pocket. was going on a march. And we started on the death march towards where we, Camp 5, where I spent the rest of my time in there. They said, the further we went, we'd have to stop off on the death march because the weather got so cold and the snow got so deep. It got down to 50 below zero.
That's why I shop at Doug Doggett Jewelers.
In the nation, our agents are always there, helping make sure that when your life changes, your nationwide insurance coverage changes too. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation where protection is personal.
Nationwide is on your side.
And we are back and ready to give away some prizes. Let's see what's on our list of prizes for today. We have the Cajun Filet Biscuit from Bojangles, a spicy chicken twist on a good home-style classic. A day pass to the Coleman Wilson Aquatic Center, which can get up to 6 people in. And just a reminder that their pools do open this Saturday. The outdoor pool at the Coleman Wilson Aquatic Center and the Neesmith Pool has 25% admission.
That's fantastic.
Opening for Memorial Day weekend.
Very good.
All right, so pay attention to these ads because we will ask a question about these ads. And let's see who we will start with for today. We're going to start with Brown & Company Beverages. They are a specialty wine and beer store with a beer cave, barware, and specialty items. They have a large variety of domestics and imports. Go check out the great deals at Brown & Company.
Mr. Hicks Menswear. This is a Reader's Choice Award winner for men's clothing. Now offering suits made to your measurements. How great is that? That's at Mr. Hicks Menswear.
And Yates Chance Christian Bookstore. If you're still looking or have graduated, needs to graduate here in a little bit, they have music, ebooks, jewelry, and more, all kinds of gifts for your graduate at Yates Chance Christian Bookstore.
Tires for Less is more than just tires. You can get your oil changed there, minor engine repair done, shocks, brakes. Go see Greg and the guys at Tires for Less right there on Highway 31, just past 157 on the left.
And the Dr. Comfort diabetic shoes are now available at Borden Family Pharmacy. They're located at the corner of Eva Road and Highway 157. Borden Family Pharmacy is a good neighbor pharmacy, and they have those diabetic shoes right now.
And the Uniform Place. You're set for head to toe for summer. They've got the Allegria shoes. Look at that in the different styles. And they've got, of course, Landau and Med Couture uniforms.
And move over for emergency vehicles. Just a gentle reminder from the crew at Earl's Body Shop. They also have large and small towing available, local or long distance, at Earl's Body Shop on Highway 31 North in Coleman.
Renard's Gallery and Gifts. This is a great place to just go in and browse and look around, visit with Dennis, the owner. He'd love that. They have jewelry there and prints available and gifts, and he does a fantastic job of framing.
Make waves to get your boat ready for summertime, and what better way to get your boat ready than a marine stereo system, which is on sale for $149. It's AM, FM, CD, remote control radio system, all available at the Stereo Center.
Great deal.
All right. Now, before they were advertising the Marine Center, what were they advertising for $29.99 that they would custom program for you at Stereo Center?
Wow.
It was on sale last week, and with all of the activity moving around.
One of these things that you really would like to have at your home.
Really would like
kind
it.
of help to protect you in certain ways. So, yeah.
It was on sale for $29.99. It was at the Stereo Center. Give us an idea of which kind of radio it was.
Oh,
How about
boy,
that?
you're really giving it away. Okay.
Let's take a look at our weather for today. Partly sunny while we're waiting on a phone call. Partly sunny conditions today with a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms and a high around 82. Tonight, partly cloudy conditions with a low around 60. And tomorrow, mostly sunny, 20% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms with a high around 81. Now, if you have paid attention to any of our ads, you will get the, even if you didn't, really. Our telephone number is 734-7399, and we have a caller ready to go. Good morning, caller. To whom am I speaking? All right, good morning, Betty. What kind of radio did the Stereo Center sell?
Midline.
A midline weather radio. That is correct. Thank you, Betty, for calling in. Now stay on the line and we'll get your information. Thank you. That is right. It was a midline weather radio for $29.99 at the Stereo Center. We also would have just accepted weather.
Yeah, weather radio. And
But
I really
she
think
had the
boy,
brand
she
name.
knew it. Yeah,
She
so
got
very
that.
good for her.
Well, thank you, Betty, for calling in. Let's take a look at our second round of merchant ads for today. We're going to start with Deb's Bookstore. It's your hometown bookstore, which is just down the road. They have used books for half price every day, new books for 20% off every day, where gift certificates are available.
Go spend your summer with the Coleman Park and Rec, and of course that's outdoor pools are opening this Saturday, May the 25th, just in time for Memorial Day. They'll be open from 10 until 6.
And Baldwin Counseling Center, Howard Rogers will join us here in just a little bit. So if you have problems or need to talk, pay attention because he's the man for you. Howard Rogers is just a phone call away with lifestyle coaching, weight loss, and anything else.
And Auto Tech, foreign and domestic repair and service available for your automobile. See David Methvin, he's the owner, and he's in his new location right there in the Vinemont area.
And the Choco peanut butter brownie. That Choco always confuses me. Peanut butter topping, Choco chunks and brownie pieces, and creamy vanilla soft serves also available in a cake at the Dairy Queen.
Mullins Body Shop, you've counted on them for over 50 years now for auto body repair and for towing, and of course you can continue to count on them today at Mullins Body Shop.
And Night Free Insurance Agency has been providing insurance coverage for over 3 generations. They are one of the top 10 growth agencies in the state of Alabama for auto owners. This is Night Free Insurance on 1st Avenue Southeast. And that is a look at our merchant ads. Pay attention because we'll ask a question. I don't know if it'll be as easy as it was today, but we'll ask a question.
Giveaways today.
Let's take a look at our birthdays for, not today, but it looks like it was Monday.
Monday, and probably just got called in late, but Allie Burleson actually celebrated her birthday on Monday, and her name will be put into the drawing on Friday, where she has that possibility of winning an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
Are you ready for an interview with Howard Rogers?
I don't think I'm ever ready for an interview with Howard.
Well, we're going to have one here in just a little bit right after these words.
At Premier Bank, we are very proud of the long-lasting relationships we have with our customers. We'll go almost anywhere to meet your banking needs.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Meet the KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop. It might just change the way you cook. Induction technology heats the pan and not the cooking surface to offer you a new level of precision, speed, and energy efficiency. 9 settings give you different levels of heat to achieve precise temperatures and amazing responsiveness. Water boils in just seconds, making this the fastest to boil induction cooktop available. The KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
And we are back. We're going to visit with Howard Rogers, and we're going to speak about... Go ahead, Howard. Tell us what we're going to speak about.
Children deal with tragedy.
See, I tried.
And we're going to get a speech therapist for
and you asked if we were going to...
Yep.
I told you one time that I needed one. So
yeah, I just thought I would throw that in.
Yeah. But how apropos right now with everything that's happened, you know, just the shootings in the schools, and then, of course, now with the big storm in Oklahoma, and then, not too long ago up in New York area. I mean, you know, when you're little and mom and dad are so busy trying to deal with everything, sometimes it's really hard.
Especially when the prevailing adult attitude is, well, they won't understand anyway. Well, why do we need to explain things? Because they won't understand.
They don't understand, right, exactly.
And one of the most important things is let them talk. Let the children talk. They need to relay what they're feeling. I have a counseling practice, and you know what 90% of the people that come to see me do?
Talk.
They talk, because it sounds different when it's coming out of your mouth. If you're sitting there and it's just going around and around and around and around, it begins to snowball.
Right.
But then when you hear it come out of your mouth, you're able to make it something that you can own, something that you can deal with. And our children need that. They need to be able to talk about the tornadoes. They need to be able to talk about the bombings. They really need to be able to talk about anything that's bothering them. And one of the things I'm seeing now is kids are getting most of everything that they're taught from the TV.
Yes.
And, you know, I love TV, some of it.
Yeah.
Especially the morning show.
Of course.
Yeah.
Today on 2 is your favorite show.
Absolutely, it is. But most of what they learn, if you listen to their vernacular, if you listen to their points of reference, most of that is coming from the TV.
Right.
It would be so beautiful if the parents would just turn the TV off and set the child down and say, okay, explain to me how you're feeling. Explain to me what you think. Let me listen to what you're saying. But we're not doing that. And in times of tragedy, they need to be able to vocalize what they're feeling about what happened in Moore, Oklahoma, about what happened in Boston, about what happened on the other side of the world, because they're hearing it.
Right.
They're going to get a little bit of it while they're changing the TV from the news channel to Family Guy or whatever that is.
Right.
So we need to give them the opportunity to talk. And then we need to be truthful. Very truthful. Explain to the children what happens, but we have to do it in abstract terms because they have not yet developed concrete thinking. Saying that children in Moore, Oklahoma have gone to sleep that's not true. They're going to think, okay, they went to sleep, so they're going to wake up and they'll be back. Well, those children, you know, are not coming back.
Right.
And there's no...
Or else it might also have the adverse reaction of like, well, if I go to sleep, I might not ever be able to wake up again. You know, so yeah, you do need to be truthful.
So you have to be truthful. We have to do it in abstract terms because the kids, they're not thinking concrete. The euphemisms, the metaphors, they've gone to be with Jesus. You know, they were lost in the tornado. Well, when are we going to find them? You know, and there's no easy way to say that they died, but it needs to be said. You know, they have died.
Well,
They're
and
not
it's
coming back.
it's a part of the whole cycle, and you know, and they have grandparents that die and things like that. So you got to start explaining it at some point in time.
You do, and it has to be honest. And I'm amazed that you hear people even on the news stories. Well, they have deceased or they have passed away. No, they didn't. They died, and it's the minute you're born, you start dying, and our culture doesn't deal with that very well, and we need to help our children do that. And I think I'm seeing out of the corner of my eye we need to move on.
Yeah, we have a couple more minutes.
Okay. So as we progress from listening to them and explaining to them what happens as we're listening, that gives us an opportunity to correct anything that they might say that is incorrect, because their little minds are just flooding. And we don't need the TV on and listening to them. We don't need to be reading the newspaper. We need to be really invested in what the child's saying so we can correct and manage their thoughts with them so they'll have a better grasp on what's happening. And the third point that I think we need to make is we need to make them feel safe.
Yeah, that's very important.
Because after all of this has happened, do I want to go to school? Schools get blown away. Now that's an abstract way of thinking. The school in Moore, Oklahoma got blown away. So every time there's a large cloud here, is my school going to get blown away? And you can't just say, well, that's not going to happen here, because it may.
Well, 2 years ago, look what happened here.
So we need to explain to them, you know, precautions have been made. I don't understand why the schools in Oklahoma were having school that day. I really
Yes,
don't. But
especially around here when this little thing we just missed, you know.
Right.
So I thought, when I first heard about this, I thought, well, surely the school had dismissed
You would think, wouldn't you?
You would think, but maybe this didn't come out from nowhere because
No,
they
it
knew
didn't.
it was coming.
The day before.
Yeah, but then of course, if you live in Oklahoma,
It's
maybe
always
it's just
happening.
maybe they get a lot of that,
Right.
and so maybe they've kind of gotten.
So we need the children to feel safe, and that's a point we could make here. Our schools let out if things like that are going to happen, but what's in their mind is, okay, every time there's a large wind, we're going to get blown away and we're going to die too. So we help them deal, and it gives us an opportunity too to teach them about safety plans that we have in place at home, and if we don't have them in place at home, we certainly need to have them in place at home. So dealing with children in times of tragedies gives us an opportunity to reconnect with the child.
Right. Some one-on-one and to kind of relieve their stress, because I'm sure they get stressed too because of all this information.
They do, and children are getting stressed about more things at earlier ages now than any time that I can remember.
Yeah, and it's a shame.
And as parents, we need to sit down with them and share with them, okay, I'll listen to you. I'll turn off the TV. I'll put the newspaper down. Here I am. I'll listen to you.
Right. And in a day where communication verbally is dying, verbal communication is just completely going away through technology. It is important to sit down and
send your child in the other room so you can text message them, right?
So they can read your text.
listen to them. Correct their thoughts. Explain what happened in terms they can understand, and then make sure that there is a plan in place for their safety, and it goes from being the general population of what happened to there's a plan in place for your safety because you're the important one here.
Very good, Dr. Howard Rogers. We appreciate you coming on.
Good
information.
To be here.
Very timely.
Good to be here.
All right.
All right, we will have a look at community billboards right after these words.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. We make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
At Premier Bank, we take pride in serving our community. We respect our customers, and we've won awards for our ethical conduct. We're motivated to do all we can for you, and we're interested in your banking needs. We're efficient, safe, and sound, and our relationships with our customers are second to none.
At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. The annual Recovery Rally will be Friday, May the 31st at the Fest Hall Market Plots. It's hosted by the Root Recovery Group. Music, speakers, free food, drinks, and door prizes will be available, and that's from 6 until 9 p.m. And Rad Kids, that's for boys and girls ages 4 through 10 at the Coleman Civic Center, June the 24th through the 28th from 9 until 11. We had Cindy Rorschach on yesterday, and this is a great program for children for those ages, and it's hosted by the Coleman Police Department. I think it's just $5 per child. The Coleman Auburn Club will have their annual banquet on Thursday, May the 30th at 6 p.m. at the Coleman Civic Center. Guest speaker will be head coach Gus Malzahn, and for ticket information, contact Curtis Mize at 347-7142. And if you have a community billboard you want to send us, you can email it to channel2coleman@gmail.com, fax it to 256-734-7680, or be a friend on Facebook, Channel 2 Coleman.
And a look at our weather brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet. If you're heading out today, you might want to take an umbrella with you. There is a 50% chance of rain today with partly sunny conditions and a high around 82. Tonight, cloudy with a low around 60 with southwest winds becoming calm. And then tomorrow, 20% chance of showers with a high around 81. Well, who is our guest on tomorrow?
Ferris Richter will be here to talk about the Sacred Heart Youth Rally.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to visit with her tomorrow.
Sounds like a good show. While we're at it, we would like to salute, along with the Coleman Power Board and Turner Family Pharmacy, we would like to salute our 2012-2013 Promising Alumni selections, which are Stephen M. Aldridge of 03 and Austin T. Monk of 07.
And the 2012-2013 Teachers of the Year are Dylan Lee from Coleman Middle School, Josh Swindle, also middle school, Patricia Harrison is from EES, and Melanie Edwards is from Wallace. Priscilla Garrison is from the Coleman County Police, I guess, what is that? CCPS, whatever that is.
Something primary school.
Oh, okay.
Council for Leaders in Alabama Schools. Principal of the Year is Lane Heelan. That is at the Coleman High School. We'd like to take a moment just to congratulate them, salute them, and thank them for their service in the continuance of our children's education.
Yeah, very good.
All right. Well, we do want to thank you for watching today on 2.
Thank you, and we hope you have a great day.